Greeting. Following is the English portion of the Today Q&A. And these are the questions from the yogis of Hương Đạo Temple. Question number 1. Dear Venerable, would you please explain what is right livelihood? In the past few days, I noticed there are a lot of bad habits in me, like being careless, does not pay attention at work, thinking here and there a lot, and having bad thoughts about others. The path of purification is difficult. During sitting meditation, my mind is not on the rising and falling for long. Thoughts arise very often. I note thinking, then return to rising and falling. I do that for the whole sitting session. During walking meditation and daily activities, my mind also wanders a lot. I note thinking, then return to the activities. Sometimes the expectations, the greed, the doubt arise, and I was able to note it. Most of the time, I could not. I still don't know what meditation is. My mind is very uneasy and anxious. It has a tendency to go back to the past and think about the future. What can I do to have happiness? And the answer of the teacher is, in regard to the question, what is right livelihood? Right livelihood is opposite of wrong livelihood. If you happen to know that you are doing a wrong livelihood, then please discontinue. Wrong livelihood consists of 5 things. That is, when a layperson sells weapons, or doing human trafficking, or selling animals, meaning you raise chickens, ducks, and pigs, and then you sell it out. Or selling meat, because when you sell meat, it means that you have to order people to kill the animal in order for you to sell. Selling liquors and anything that cause people not to have a clear mind. And the 5th one is selling poison. So if a person is earning a living doing any of those 5 wrong things, and that is considered a wrong livelihood. The right livelihood is abstaining from doing wrong livelihood. For the questions in regard to the practice, that this person has a habit of not having mindfulness. He tries, but so far the mindfulness is very weak, and he's always thinking about the past and the future. So the advice that the teacher is recommending is, if the thought arises, please aware of it and note thinking, then return to the present. When standing, aware of the standing and note standing. When walking, note walking. You can aware of it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes. It is okay, as long as you do it often. Whatever you are doing, just aware that you are doing that. When the mind pays attention to whatever you are doing, then the mind doesn't have a chance to think. And please try it that way. Something very simple for 1, 2, or 3 minutes. But remember, do it often. When the mind thinks, it means the mind is talking. So just gives things for it to do. And the next part of this question is, I find everything is very difficult because I have the habit of not having mindfulness plus bad mental habits. Therefore, work and personal relationships suffer, and there is not much progress in the practice. I have very few good friends. I take Dhamma books and Dhamma talk as my friend. Thank you, Venerable and the admin, for supporting me on the Dhamma and the secular path. For this portion, the, the teacher's answer is taking Dhamma talks and Dhamma books as your friend. That is very good. One time, Ananda asked the Buddha, Bu, uh, Buddha, the Venerable Buddha, please appoint someone to be our teacher when you pass away. And the Buddha answered, after my passing away, please take the rule and the Dhamma that I gave to be your teacher. In regard to the rules for lay people, that is keeping the 5 or the 8 precepts. For 45 years that the Buddha spread his Dhamma, he talked about the law of cause and effect. We always go with our karma. Whether it is good or bad, it is our own doing. So if we are afraid of bad result or unhappy result, then we should try to do wholesome cause. Question number 2. I would like to pay respect to the Venerable for the first time, for the second time, and for the third time. During the practice, I have some difficulties. Please guide me. Number 1. In sitting meditation, I experience the breath as, with the in-breath, I experience that the whole body feels calm until there is tension below the diaphragm. I only sense the tension. There is no sensation of the physical body. In the out-breath, I experience fully the tension gradually decreasing, then disappearing completely. It is like that for a long time. Am I practicing correctly? The answer is yes, it is correct. Please continue with the practice. The second portion of this question is, when experiencing the breath, I don't feel the body. Sometimes I don't feel the mind either. The head seems tighter, very quiet, but the awareness of the breath is always present. When the mind wanders, there is the awareness of the mind wandering. When observing the pain, I sense there is a slight pause of the breath. Is that considering clearly comprehending with mindfulness? If not, what should I do?
Cô Hải, cô bị mute á. Cô phải unmute.
Yes, yes. Okay. The answer for this question is I'm sorry. I will repeat the second part of this question. When experiencing the breath, I don't feel the body. Sometimes I don't feel the mind either. The head seems tighter, very quiet, but the awareness of the breath is always present. When the mind wanders, there is the awareness of the mind wandering. When observing the pain, I sense there is a slight pause of the breath. Is that considered clearly comprehending with mindfulness? If not, what should I do? And the answer that the teacher gave is you are having mindfulness and clear comprehension. So please keep on with the practice. The next portion of this question is from the first stage of insight to the 16th stage of insight, or throughout the 16 stages of insight, do I just fully aware of the breath like that? The answer is yes. From the beginning to the end, just aware of the breath. For example, when traveling, you just sit in the airplane and the airplane will take you to different places, like to Taiwan, Hong Kong, or Vietnam. When learning the math, you only learn from number 1 to number 9, and that is all there are about the numbers. There are no other numbers, just 1 to 9. So yes, you just keep on awareing of the breath from the first stage of insight to the last stage of insight. Continue with the question. Or is there something else as we progress higher? The answer is no. The airplane doesn't have a mind, so when it flies, it doesn't get tired. When you are climbing the mountain, you have 2 legs, and all you have to do is right step, left step, right step, left step. You just keep on doing that until you reach the mountain top. If your object is paying attention to the rising and falling, then just keep on awareing of rising and falling. If you pay attention to the in-breath and the out-breath, then just keep on doing that. Next portion of this question is, during the sitting, if the mind does not wander, does not have much strong feelings, the phenomena are not too strong, then I experience the whole body breathing. And the comment that the teacher has is, that is correct. You will sense sensation throughout the whole body, and there is the air throughout the whole body. There is the air element that is going up, just like sneezing or hiccup, and there is air that is going down, and that is having bowel movement or urination. There is air inside the intestine, and there is air outside of the intestine, and there is air that goes up and down throughout the body. When a person does massage, he is just circulating the air throughout the body. So what you are noting what you are experiencing, they are all correct. Just keep on with the practice. Next portion of this question is, when experiencing the breath fully, clearly, then the mind and body are very calm. The mind is empty. Even if I want to have the intention, I cannot. However, the awareness of the breath is always clear. Is that the knowing? The answer for this question is, when the mind is calm and you want to have the intention but you cannot, because at that time the mind is on the breath. When you are aware of the mind and the body, and you ask, is that the knowing? The Buddha mentioned that there are 5 groups in this mind and body. The first group is a group of corporeality. Second group is a group of feelings, feeling comfortable, feeling not comfortable. The third group is the group of perception. The fourth group is the group of mental formation, which includes 50 mental states. And the fifth group is the group of consciousness. So, knowing belongs to the group of consciousness. With the knowing, you would know the sound, the smell. So that is the knowing. And talking about the word knowing, in the dependent origination, knowing also means wisdom, vijja. That means knowing about the that means knowing about the Four Noble Truths. If a person does not know about the Four Noble Truths, he does not realize the Four Noble Truths, then he will keeps on going in the cycle of samsara, of rebirth. If a person realizes the Four Noble Truths, then he is liberated. The word knowing in the dependent origination means wisdom, means knowing the truth. If we do not know the truth, then we will have rebirth, old age, death, old age and death. So the truth here is the Four Noble Truths. The fifth part of this question is, are clear comprehending and mindful the same as knowing? If we say that the right mindfulness, then it belongs to the group of concentration in the Noble Eightfold Path. In the Noble Eightfold Path, it is divided into 3 groups. The group of morality, group of concentration, and the group of wisdom. So in the group of concentration, there is right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Mindful is sati, awareness. Clearly comprehending is sampajana. When a person has awareness and he is clearly comprehending, then he will have the thing called right aiming to the object. During the practice, when a person has mindfulness and clear comprehension, he will aim the object correctly. When aiming the object correctly, he will see the object as is. He will see the rising as rising, falling as falling. Right mindfulness will lead to right understanding. Right mindfulness is the cause. Clear comprehending is the result. Right understanding means seeing things correctly. When a person has good morality, then the mind is calm and quiet. From there, he practices meditation, then concentration will arise. With concentration, wisdom will arise. Therefore, morality gives rise to concentration, which gives rise to wisdom. Morality means a person keeps 5 or 8 precepts. When a person has a good morality, he will be reborn into pleasant realm. When a person has concentration, he is following the Noble Eightfold Path. He is aiming his mind toward the liberation, to getting out of the suffering. The teacher gives the example of the water in the pond. In order to see the reflection on the water, there are 2 factors. Number 1, the water must be clear. Number 2, the water must be calm. Because if the water is not clear nor calm, then one cannot see the reflection. The water is calm is the same as when the body is calm. When a yogi sits, does not change posture often, does not fidget, then physically it is calm. When the body is calming down, he can tune the mind into the body, and he can aware of the in-breath and the out-breath. By paying attention to the in-breath and the out-breath for some time, the mind is clear. It is calming down. When the mind calms down, it is the same as the water is clear. When the mind is calm, he has concentration. With concentration, happiness arises. When he has concentration, he will see light. And piti arises in him. Piti means rapture. At first, he will have a small rapture, just like goosebump. And when the rapture is stronger, he will see light. When he sees light, the mind is more concentrated. With more concentration, he can see things very clear. Just like the water is clear and calm, then whatever it reflects, it can reflect very, very clearly. Next portion of this question is, from the meditation, I can see impermanence, unsatisfactory, and no soul. But the arising and passing away of the phenomena are not very clear to me. Then the teacher comments is, when it is not clear, that means your concentration is not enough. It is okay. Please keep on practicing. Practice makes perfect. When you see change, in that change, there is already suffering, and there is no substance, no self in there. When the yogi pays attention to the object, if his mindfulness is not continuous, is not careful, then he cannot see the arising and the passing away clearly. So please pay attention to your noting. Just note it more careful and more continuous. With the in-breath, when you sense the in-breath, please aware of the whole in-breath from the beginning to the end. When there is the out-breath, please aware of it from the beginning to the end, completely. When there is a stretching of the hand, also please aware of it. There is a lot of arising and passing away in a stretching of the hand, in the in-breath and the out-breath. And the same for rising and falling. When there is the rising of the abdomen, please sense it completely from the beginning to the end. With the mind, it also arises and passes away. So just pay more attention to it and don't be discouraged. Practice makes perfect. Next portion of the question is, the tension and the termination of tension are the arising and the passing away of the materiality. Is that correct? The answer is no, because in the arising of the tension, there is arising and passing away. In the passing of the tension, there is also the arising and the passing away. You just need to pay more attention to it. Just note more carefully. Next portion of the question is, when a wandering mind arises, I notice it and it disappears. Is that the arising and passing away of the mind? The answer is yes, correct. Same as with the pain. With the pain, right now there is the pain, but it will go away very fast. For any sensation, it is the same. The arising and the passing away, it has many different levels, from gross to very minute, very subtle. For the gross part, there is no need for the meditation. A person can see the arising and the passing away. But when one practices insight meditation, one can see the arising and the passing away more minute, more subtle. But it needs practice. Next portion. During the sitting, does one see the arising and passing away continuously of the phenomena? The answer is yes. If you practice the insight meditation, you will see the continuous change of the phenomena. So that is the end of the question number 2. Next question. I pay respect to the Venerable. When I first practiced Vipassana meditation, I always try to hold on to the breath in order to return to the present, in order to prevent wandering mind and to get concentration. I practiced in daily activities, even though I was still working at that time. I was a lay person that time. Afterward, I attended several retreats in Goenka style. I also struggled to be with the object. One day while sitting, the mind completely letting go of everything. Then the awareness became very natural. I did not try to hold on to the object, but the awareness was clear. The mind stopped any trivial thoughts. The first day after that experience, I perceived everything was very new, just like I was born into this world again. I had a lot of compassion. Defilements did not arise in me. I noticed awareness was automatic without any effort. This state of mind lasted for about a month, but then the old thinking returned. Defilements arose, but sometimes I can see them clearly. Now, the mind usually lives in the present. It does not, it does wander, but automatically it returns to the present. Just like a buffalo, wherever it goes, it always returns home. I realized when defilements arise, that is the noble truth of suffering, a truth of the origin of suffering. When the mind is empty, that is the cessation of suffering, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering. For now, I still maintain the practice, but very gently. I understand that everything comes and goes away. There is no attachment. I have a question. With my experience above, what is it when the mind letting go of everything? What do I need to do to adjust my practice? Please give me some guidance. With respect and gratitude. The answer is when you let go of everything, that at that time the mind is at equanimity. If you are still meditating, please continue with the practice. Just practice. Next question. Question number 4. Dear Venerable, I am blessed to have met you and received guidance from you. Having lived and practiced for foundation of mindfulness, I have seen the truth and live with Dharma nature. Now I live life in the present. Now I live life with the present as the foundation. Each person's life will teach him to be in touch with the reality, and experiencing pain will teach him to return to grateful acceptance. I'm sorry. This person writes a poem to the teacher, and the main idea of the poem is: now I live life with the present as the foundation. I travel peacefully. Each person's life will teach him to be in touch with reality, and experiencing pain will teach him to return to grateful acceptance. Wishing Venerable long life, wishing the monks and nuns at Mahasatipatthana Meditation Center health and happiness. The teachers say, well done, well done, well done. Question number 5. Dear Bante, or dear Venerable, when I have awareness of the feelings, there are times there is a strong sense of breaking apart into smaller particles like fireworks or a gust of cold air spreading throughout the whole body. Is that banga, disintegrating of feelings as Venerable Goenka explained? Thank you very much, Bante. The answer to this question is that is correct. That is banga, the insight into dissolution. Question number 6. And this is a poem. So I just try to get the meaning of it. Dear Bante, this morning, while drinking tea on a foreign land, I am inspired to make a poem to offer to you as a sign of gratitude for your guidance on this correct path, and to share with my Dhamma friends on this question and answer session. The summary of the poem on the part that I understood is, please don't ask who is the wise one. Just go inside and observe this moment. No attachment, no clinging to beauty. Otherwise, we'll lose a wise teacher. Please don't ask theoretical questions. No use to differentiate correct or not. You and I are not different, but not the same. Just follow the path and we will get there. And the teacher's comments is, well done, well done, well done. Question number 7. Dear Venerable, I offer this poem as my gratitude for your 40 years of tirelessly spreading the Dhamma. Your wisdom spreads everywhere to all groups of people. Your compassion spreads far and near to those asking for help. Your peaceful smile is always present. Thank you very much, teacher, and I will follow your guidance with gratitude and respect. And the teacher's comment is, well done, well done, well done. Next question. Dear Bante, I understand that the responsibility of a meditator is to observe and to aware. Other things such as attachment, aversion, even realizing are all the work of Dhamma. Am I understanding correctly? Thank you, Bante. And the answer for this question is, that is correct. And that is the end of the question and answer. And the teacher wishing all of the yogis peace, happiness, and always progressing on this liberation path. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, everyone.